Hazbin Hotel finally came out. Only took what, 5 years? 4 or 5 years now? I mean, yeah, took quite a while. Anyway, I'm Jackson. You can call me Jackson. You can call me Cryophasm. I really don't care. Um, I like to talk about things. And yeah, Hazbin Hotel finally came out. Now, I'm the kind of guy who's been waiting for this for so long. Because, like a lot of other people, I have rewatched the pilot so many times because I really like it. I think it's a very, very interesting premise. I'm not the biggest fan of Vivian Madreno as a person. She doesn't seem that likable to be around. But I'm not even going to say she's the best writer in the world. I think she's a good writer, but she makes fantastic ideas because just jumping right into it, the overall premise of Has Been Hotel, the general synopsis is phenomenal. It's really creative, really clever, really just it's creative. It's if you haven't heard of this, it's a show where I'm going to describe it as simply as I can. My videos are not scripted, so this might not go well. There's a girl in hell. She's the daughter of Lucifer, and in hell, angels come down from heaven to kill sinners once a year, and she doesn't really like that. So she opens a hotel to try to rehabilitate people in hell so they can get into heaven. And a lot of people don't really like that. Some people do like that, and there's a bunch of chaos that ensues. And there's a guy who likes radios who's there, who's everyone's favorite. And it's really creative. I think a show based in hell as like the main location where almost everything happens is really, really cool. I like it a lot. I think there's a lot of potential there because it's very unexplored. Like a lot of shows, a lot of movies, a lot of pieces of media will like go to hell at one point or another as like a plot place, not unheard of. But for a show to take place almost exclusively in hell as a setting is very creative and very underutilized, I think. And yeah, we've been waiting on this for about 4 or 5 years now, and the pilot came out so long ago. I watched it with my friend. He showed me, told me all about it, and I was like, okay, let's watch this. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. It was really good. And then, I waited. Hell of a Boss came out. That was pretty good. And then I waited some more. And then another season of Hell of a Boss came out. And then I waited some more. And a bunch more of Hell of a Boss came out. And then one day I hear, oh, January of 2024, we're finally getting the first episode after all these years. It's going to be on Amazon Prime, and I immediately got my free trial subscription. I'm going to cancel it immediately and then pirate the rest because I'm not paying for Amazon Prime. And as of the recording this video, I've seen the first 6 episodes because that's all that's out right now. Episodes 7 and 8, I believe, come out on February 1st. And you know what? I I'm not sure if I like expected to feel this way. I don't exactly know how to feel, but I think it was worth the wait because I know that the show is receiving a lot of backlash, but I am very pleased with it. The pilot set up so much that I was looking forward to, and it is delivering on basically every department I was hoping it would. I think the characters are really well written. I think the screen time is well divided. I think each character is getting fleshed out fairly well. I'm very excited to see what Nifty's backstory is because she's one of my favorite characters. And let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Alistair or the radio demon, is one of my favorite characters in anything I've seen in a very long time. He is so much fun to watch. Everything about him. His character design is phenomenal. He looks so cool. His voice with the old timey radio, low quality voice is so great, so fitting. And his whole personality fact, they never stop smiling. He never frowns. And he's just always this like, you never know what he's going to do next. And it's very clearly intentionally set up that way where he's just this like, this element of chaos that really any show needs where you like He's kind of the villain, kind of not. He's like an anti-hero, really. You don't know who he's working for. I mean, there's a lot of theories coming out. A lot of people saying he's working for Lilith, and with the revelation that Husk said in spoilers, um, Husk said that Alistair is unleashed to someone, which means his soul is indebted to someone else, like Husk is to him, and it's pretty generally agreed upon now that that person is Lilith, Charlie's mom, and I think that's really cool. I think and just the fact that he's like this all powerful being who does things for entertainment is great. I love that character where he's not just this guy going on a rampage killing everyone because he would be able to. He's just kind of there to have fun, not to like abuse his powers every second he can, but just kind of like be a little mischievous little fellow, like a little goblin, and he's pretty cool. He's definitely currently my favorite character by far. He's so much fun to watch. Um, one of the things I kind of like and kind of don't like is the musical numbers because I think most of the songs are extremely good, especially Angel Dust's song "Poison" that he sings in I believe episode 4. I think that's my favorite song so far. That was really really good. What I'm not the biggest fan of is the frequency of them. There are so many songs. There's so many. And sometimes it gets a little bit annoying because it takes up a lot of time. Like there's a lot of the time that I'm wishing would be spent more on going forward with the plot is devoted there's so much time per episode devoted to just the musical numbers that really don't like yes, they're very nice. They're very nice to listen to. The visuals are always great, but it doesn't actually bring the plot anywhere. It's just like there's only 22 minutes per episode. But apart from that, I really don't have any complaints. Really, one thing that I do find very irritating is that each character has their own shoehorned in sexuality. Like I think Charlie's bisexual, Husk is pansexual. Alistair is a arrow ace. Nobody cares. Seriously, no one cares. I'm very happy that's not brought up. But every time I go to the wiki, because I've been there a couple times here and there to research the lore, because I'm very interested, I see on every character's wiki page there's a whole little box there about what their sexuality is. Nobody cares. It does not matter. Like, yeah, Alistair isn't a romantic or sexually attracted to anyone. That's okay. Sure, fine. No one cares. I assure you. Vivian, if you're watching this, please continue what you're doing, not bring it up. I really appreciate it. It's not like it's kind of shoehorned in and kind of not because it doesn't need to be there at all in any capacity, but it is not like a central plot point with anyone really. I guess except with like the one exception of Angel Dust, where he's like very flamboyantly gay, which just makes sense for his character. But yeah, I mean that's really the only thing I can even complain about, apart from just how many songs there are. But I like once again, the songs are really good. I don't think there's one I've not enjoyed, and I've you can always just skip them. I don't, but it's always an option if I'm rewatching it or something. And yeah, I'm just very, very happy with where the series is going. I think each character is getting a fantastic amount of development. Like Husk in his interaction with Angel Dust at the end of episode 4 with the loser song. I think that was really good, and frankly, happened a lot earlier than I expected. I expected Husk to have much less character development and for it to happen later on, but they kind of jumped straight into it with like showing his kind of underlying empathetic side where he does kind of care a little bit about the people around him, even the people that he does find annoying and doesn't want to be around. And it's nice to see that. It's always nice to see, in a show like this where the whole premise is the characters becoming better people, where like they're actually making progress. And like Angelus, you can see throughout the episodes where he like actually starts to care more and more about people, like when he's begging Valentino not to hurt Charlie. That was actually a really nice scene. Well, there were a lot of not nice things about that scene. Just the yeah. Oh, and Valentino, by the way, that reminds me. Probably maybe the best written villain right now in the show. like as of currently, there are only 6 episodes out, but I think right now he's the best written antagonist because he's just how do I put this? He's real in a way. And what I mean by that is, say someone like Vox, the TV guy. He's just like entirely fictionalized. He's this TV demon who controls electronics and is Alistair's rival and all that. And that's fine, and he's a really great villain. The thing about Valentino, on the other hand, is that unlike someone, there's no one in real life. Well, I guess kind of there are, but there's no like magical entities that can like brainwash you with a magic swirly eyeball or whatever that are doing battle with radio demons or whatever. People like Valentino exist in real life. People much worse than Valentino exist in real life. They're very real. Pimps are scum of the earth, terrible people who just care about money and exploiting people. And I think it's portrayed extremely well. The scenes where Valentino is just straight up abusing Angel Dust are heartbreaking, but um very just like well written. They're very real because things like this, minus the fact that it's in hell with these gay spider demon people, like these are very real things that happen in real life that I think the show's portraying very well. And it's not like some shoehorned in message about abuse. It's like very directly tied to the plot with Angel Dust's character development and why he is the way he is and his journey to become a better person. And I think it's really well written. Um, Valentino, I really can't wait to see more of him. We saw a little bit more of him in episode 5, and he's just a very very well written character because he's so real. Unlike all the other antagonists we've seen so far, which is not that many, he is by far the most realistic and the most well portrayed to a sort of real life counterpart, where he's someone that like you can see why he's in hell, basically is what I'm trying to say. Like he belongs there, and he acts like a real person who is this like scum of the earth pimp who just cares about making money and just sexually exploits everyone around him. And it's disgusting, and it makes for a really good antagonist because it's this buildup of this tension between your protagonist and antagonist, and eventually they're gonna have some kind of fight, obviously. And I mean, I would assume Angela is going to come out on top eventually in the series, and I can't wait for that. I'm sure it's going to be a very satisfying moment. I think it'll be well written. Um, yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's really, really good. I really like the structure, the whole hierarchy in Hell. I find fascinating with how you have like imps and hellhounds from Hell of a Boss at the very bottom. Then you have regular sinners and overlords, and then the rulers of the rings, like how Lucifer represents pride, and then you have Charlie as the princess on top, and then the king and queen of hell, Lucifer and Lilith, and it's great. I really like it. It's super creative, and I was very worried when I heard that it was finally coming out. It wouldn't live up to any of my standards that I was expecting after waiting so long, because I've been waiting for it for years, and it finally came out. And I was like, oh boy, better be worth it after all this. And you know what? I think it was worth it. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. And yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen the show, I'd highly recommend you check it out. You can find it on Amazon Prime or any piracy website. And yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, I'd really appreciate if you dropped a comment. Tell me what you think of Hell of a Boss or Hazbin Hotel. I would actually really like to know your favorite characters, because personally mine's Alistair. I feel like that's probably most people's favorite character right now, but that's something I would really like to hear from anyone watching this. And if you want to hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate that too. And you have a great day.